Hello guys and welcome to the Mercantile Esports Championship 2020, and we are here for the Apex title. And of course we do have a couple of teams joining us. We have around 5 teams playing in this Apex for the Apex title. But thing about this is we're looking at the teams right now from Motion Miracles, Akari Institute. We have VR Designers, Cisco Labs, and Really Global Technology. So quite a bit of teams, considering the fact that Apex is not too popular right now in the mercantile sector, but we do have a huge following in the community. Hopefully it will start picking up. I mean, it is a new title introduced by Gamer.LK to their tournament, so it will take some time to pick up, but as we move on, hopefully we'll have more teams coming in. And looking at the teams, we have a couple of known people. We have Interact from VR Designers, who I saw in a previous tournament, and I think Warhawk was there in the previous GLK tournament for Apex Legends as well, so might be interesting. But to be fair though, this will be a bit of a slow-paced game until we hit the last 2 circles, because there are just 5 teams or 5 squads in a map which was made for 60, so we'll be having a bit of a slow start. But hopefully we can talk a little bit about how the zone is going to be using and what the teams are going to be doing and what their mentality will be coming to circles, especially knowing that there will only be a few squads that they can get KP out of. So as far as I know, the format, how it works is, so you have 2 maps. One is going to be played on World's Edge and one on Olympus, and whoever has the highest KP at the end of the 2 maps will be selected the winner. So, and there are multiple ways that Apex tournaments are held right now. This was the most standard tournament format which was in use. It was changed recently to allow basically you need to get 50 KP and then you need to win a match afterwards. So the number of matches, it can go on forever. I mean, it can go on to the level where all 20 squads basically gets a KP. So it increases the number of matches significantly and allows that comeback mechanism. But it was just started in the previous tournament, so right now not employed by everyone, but it is an interesting tournament format. I am a fan of it, but right now the format that we are having is basically you need placement points. So first place I think gets 12 points, and each kill gives you an additional point as well. On top of that, yeah, basically if you don't get enough KP in the previous round, you can always catch up in the next round. So it looks like the first map is going to be on World's Edge. I mean, this is the tournament map right now. A lot of people are not playing. A lot of tournaments are not having Olympus because it's still, a lot of people feel like it's not balanced enough. There's quite a bit of bugs on it. So, Apex is a game that basically has been around for some time, but I think they're not entirely sure if they want to be a game which is made for casual or for the people in the middle of between deciding which way that the game wants to go. But right now we have 1 squad at Capital City Fragment West, 1 squad at Countdown, and a solo at Skyhook. And where's the other solo? I did not see him jumping in. But there should be another solo on the map. But anyhow, what we're looking at is 2 full squads, 2 solos. Just trying to figure out where the other solo is. And doesn't seem to be visible on the map. Maybe he's disconnected. He's no on the map. He's legit not. Wait. I think, oh wait, he went down, I think. Yes, he landed at Capital City near Akari Institute. And so, which means it's a solo versus 3-on-3. Let's see whether Interact, the solo player, can cut something out, but it will be quite some time until these squads fight. But on the top side, when these squads do fight, they'll have all the loot under the sun. I mean, you cannot give the excuse that you didn't find the weapon that you wanted, or you didn't have healables or decent enough sight. That cannot be an excuse. Only thing that they can say is that their shields were not red, basically, because you can still find purple shields. But you cannot find red shields. You need to level that up basically by shooting people. So for those of you who are new to the game, basically, like any VR game, you need to be the last squad that is alive. You have loot, you have multiple weapons throughout the entire map, as well as armor and healables and so on and so forth. And zone obviously closes every 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Actually,
Let's hunt over
I think it should be 2 minutes. I've played this game since it launched. I actually don't know the exact time of the zone. I think it's 2 minutes per zone. So every 2 minutes it will zone, and up onto the last zone where the entire map will be out of bounds, basically out of zone. And the damage that you take from being outside the zone will increase as it goes on. They reduced it recently where you don't take as much as you used to, so you're allowed to stay in the zone a bit more than what you were able to before. But it still hurts when it gets like the fourth ring or so. It hurts a lot actually, and you need to be popping your syringes and med kits right when the zone starts closing in. Looking at it, so countdown full load. So the advantage of countdown is you're guaranteed off a purple shield here and at least 2 blue shields, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't think they have opened the one in the middle. You need to use the console and open the middle. This is a console that you can use and open the middle area of that place, which gives you 1 gold and 1 hit and 2 blue armors and multiple weapons. That's basically the go-to spotting countdown. Maybe they have I'm not sure. But yeah, so countdown is a good place to load. It has decent enough wood to go around. And this be lit in terms of loot. And there are certain places on the map where you're guaranteed specific loot. For example, the Iski was close to Pawan. Interact was close to him. At Skyhook, he will be able to go a bit, but he has actually rotated out. He will be able to go to Bloodhound trials, do the trials on his own, get gold shield, gold bag, gold knockdown, and so basically you have all the gold items, Exodium basically at Bloodhound trials. But it's going to be a pretty slow game. We have Pawan or Interact right now at Epicenter, carefully making his way towards the ring. He doesn't want to spend too much time. I mean, he is kitted up already. He has purple armor, probably has his loadout already. We have one squad at Strainyard as well, so it's going to be quite some time until these squads take a fight. Unless the solo man Pawan or Interact here runs into this 3-man squad from with Capital. It's going to be definitely interesting to see how this is going to play out, because reminding again, there is no way for them to get a large number of KP, so they are totally dependent on being able to get the kills that are offered to them. So right now we have Pawan on R99 and it might be a Mastiff or something. I cannot see the next other weapon. Yeah, 99 Mastiff right now. Basically a go-to loadout, not the go-to loadout in tournaments, I would say. Tournaments you prefer to have one weapon which is long range, like a headlock, a G7, a charge rifle, a triple take, some sort of a long range weapon, especially the headlock, right? Because I think even with the nerf in the recent patch, I think a couple of months back, it's still so damn strong, especially in these mid to long range. So even at close range, if you can hit your shots and give it a burst, it's just insane. And in the previous patch, where the Prowler was there, it was always
heavy ammo here.
That's not available, so they have gone with. A lot of people are using the other burst fire weapon, which is Hemlock. And it's really good because you can pop in like a 3x scope on it or 3x4 on it, so you have that amazing range if you want to pick people off. There's a lot of damage basically. But R99 Mastiff, I mean, that's your bread and butter in CODs, I would say. Either R99 Mastiff or Wingman Mastiff or Volt Mastiff or something like that. Mastiff is basically, standard weapon. Even in tournaments, right, you see a lot of people who will be running the Hemlock or the charge rifle or whatever weapon that they're running long range, they would have a shotgun to go with it, especially if you're running a Hemlock or, a 301 or something like that. You would prefer to have that Mastiff, because that's like basically a very strong playmaking weapon. If you can hit your shots, I mean, you can 2-pump someone, if you can hit hundreds. Very rare, I mean, a lot of us hit for 13s most of the time. I mean, enough in most situations where you turn around and hit the Mastiff and you're just sad because you just did 13 damage. And it's not just for people who cannot shoot. I mean, there are enough and more pros at the game who just hit for 13s with the Mastiff. It's a bit lackluster for sure. But yeah, if you have good control of the weapon, damn good weapon to clutch things out and Interact here, running the Mastiff, I think that's the way he needs to go. R99 Mastiff is the way that he needs to go. He needs to third party at the right moment and try to pick someone off. So we do have one squad coming. I don't know what he's still doing inside zone, but he is safe now. They are rotating in towards the capital city, or fragment, Western Fragment East, which was previously capital city. But it looks to be like a sorting ring. I'm looking like might be a bit too early to call, but it might be a sorting ring by the looks of how the map is closing right now. Actually, it might pull towards Lava City also. Might be a bit too early to call, but so we have one team which is really far away right now. They have a long way to travel. Even the squad at Fragment will have quite a bit of a travel distance, but we do see Pawan Intrek right now trying to get to zone early as possible. He's going through Geyser, just trying to get, as many loot as possible. If I was him, I think I would stack up a lot on throwables to ensure that, he can easily 1v3 these last two squads. It definitely helps a lot. I think Wraith definitely is the character to go with. Wraith or Horizon in this situation, if you're 1v3ing against a squad, or even a Caustic for that matter, if you can barricade, like if you find a house, if you get in position fast enough, you can just get into a house, barricade yourself, and try to take a 1v3 from there onwards. He has actually switched weapons into a Hemlock right now. Oh no, wait, actually that's a Kraber. He's running a Kraber R99. Okay. That's a playmaking weapon for sure. Definitely, if you can hit shots. I mean, I never use the Kraber. I mean, there are 12 bullets, I'll hit 2 out of 12. That's how bad I am with snipers. But yeah, definitely the most destructive weapon on the game. Does the highest amount of damage, I think 338 on a headshot. That's more than anyone could have in terms of HP. So if you headshot someone, they're dead 100%. There is no way that someone survives. Maybe the GB. No, wait, not even the GB. GB has got 225 with maybe he has a gun shield up, but if you headshot, the gun shield won't matter. Yeah, I think he still dies. If you headshot with the Kraber, any character dies, including the GB, I think. But right now, Interact happy to camp it out, stay until the last possible moment to rotate into the ring. And meanwhile, we are looking at Motion Miracles, who is at the Harvester, heading towards the sorting by the looks of it. And I mean, they do have enough amount of time. They are still not that great on loot. I mean, they have 1 gold, 2 blues. Cannot really blame them. I mean, they're not really shooting at anyone to level up their blues, and they are totally dependent on the RNG to find maybe a purple armor. They seem to be running into a lot of blue armors. What they can do, of course, is that if they do find a crafting, if they have enough crafting points, they can upgrade their shields as well. I think it's 40 per craft, and it gives you like 50 plus on your shield. I can't remember the exact amount. I have never used it to upgrade my shield ever, but I think that's how it. Yeah, right now Akari and Interact might run into each other. If Akari decides to take this pathway towards Lava City, Interact might run into them. Depends on whether Interact moves from here or whether he shows himself. But yeah, I think Akari is moving towards that small gateway, and they have scanned the ring, so it is going to be pulling towards Lava City. It might be in that dome kind of place. I don't know whether you guys have seen it, but there is this dome kind of place in a lot of lava. But right now, Interact might be in a lot of trouble if they do spot him out. But I mean, they can see. So they do have a Bloodhound. If they scan and spot this guy out, it might be over for him. I mean, he still gets 3rd place right now, but yeah, they are moving out, so they're still not pulling towards Interact side, so he should be safe for the time being. We do have the West Motion Miracles right now at Sorting Factory. They are in the big building. Again, everyone's just looting. They haven't really run into anyone. The funny part was, I don't know what the Caustic was thinking being solo and landing on Akari, Akari at Capital City, on the old main capital building. I'm not sure entirely what he was thinking, but right now, so Interact managed to dodge a bullet there. He is safe for the time being. We have Akari rotating into zone. They might actually, we have 2 Krabers in play right now. Akari finds their own Kraber. So, 2 Krabers? Nice. We have one guy with a Spitfire as well. I'm not sure why anyone would run Spitfire in this game. Definitely not my favorite weapon for sure. But nevertheless, who am I to judge? People have their preferences. So we have Flatline Hemlock on one guy as well. I think Deadshot is running the Flatline Hemlock. But yeah, I mean, interesting weapon choices for sure. Flatty, I used to be a huge fan of the Flatline a couple of seasons back. Now I feel like it's a bit lackluster. I mean, 99 Volt, especially after the Volt came out, it feels like the Flatline just dropped out of content. And then 301, R99 301, and if you want to take assault rifles, 301 and Hemlock is just on another tier of their own. 301, I mean, they have been tweaking it since season 1, but I feel like it's still a very S tier weapon. You still can beam people from like a million miles away, not million miles, mid to long range. Not very long range, but definitely mid to long range. If you have a decent barrel stabilizer with, maybe a 3x pop front of it. So 2 Krabers in play. Need to check out what Motion Miracles has in terms of loadout. Let me have a quick look. So Spitfire R99 on one. We have R99 G7 on another, and Flatline Hemlock. Okay. So that's actually Motion Miracles loadout. Whose loadout did I actually miss? I think it was Akari's. So Akari has Bolt 99, Kraber 301, and Flatline 99. A bit back there. Looks like there are 2 Krabers on Akari, but it's actually 1 Kraber, I think. There is a bug on spectator mode where weapon names overlap and it kind of shows a different weapon. But right now, final few rings are coming up. So the 3rd ring is closing right now. We'll be heading into the 4th ring. So Akari actually has scanned the next ring. They might want to move. Right now they are checking. One of the players are checking the backside angle because Interact is coming from that side as well, but Interact might not want to push this. If they have spotted Akari, if he has spotted Akari out, he'll want to stay hidden for the longest possible time. Right now he is safe, hiding under a bush. He is waiting for these squads to fight. Like, his best option is these 2 squads fight each other and he third party. That's, I think, the best option, unless of course he 1v3 is someone. Can happen. We have enough and more pros who flood things out. 1v3. All depends on the building that you're fighting, your positioning, basically your luck. So they do find another care package. Akari might be a PK. Let's have a look at it. Actually a PK on SLRG. He is running the Flatline PK now. So the red player on the side of Akari does have that PK. Okay. So everyone's basically fully kitted other than Motion Miracles, who is still on 2 blue shields, sadly enough. And Akari has 1 blue shield on them. So in terms of loot, not the best for Motion Miracles in terms of shields. At least they have enough loot, I feel like. But yeah, shields not the best. If I was them, I'll try to gather up shields as much as possible and keep it in some corner so they can immediately swap up armor if they need to, and they really need to be careful of this Trevor. But the thing here is now these squads know that they have Krabers. They should assume that they are at least 1 or 2 of them have Krabers just because of the amount of care packages that dropped across the map the entire time. But yeah, they need to be very careful standing out in the open, especially trying to peek. Like, if you look at his Bloodhound, right, he was looking over the building and he was stationary that entire time. You do not stay stationary in Apex Legends. I think one of the main reasons that this game is extremely fun is the fact that it's a very fast-paced, movement-based game. I mean, yeah, you need aim, but you can compensate a lot with your movement. So right now we have the 2 teams moving in. We have Akari and Motion Miracles. We have Akari trying to take this. So this is the dome that I was talking about, and we do have the Wraith just sitting up top on one of the shards, I would call it, maybe. Taking a few shots here and there, but the Kraber shot onto the Bloodhound. He needs to be careful. Does take quite a bit of damage there. Does manage to heal up. So, end circle, where is it going to pull to? I still feel like Akari has the better positioning here. I think Motion Miracles will need to rotate in here, and especially Akari, one of their guys having this high ground on top of that shard is going to help a lot. But on the top side, he needs to be careful because we have Interact who is behind and might be able to snipe him out of that hill. We did see the Wraith over. He has a perfect angle here. Oh, there we go, 145 and actually 365, and that is going to be a kill on one of them. So perfect shot if you can get the thirst here. Nice, that's another kill. Interact double Kravers here. He might actually wipe an entire squad. This might actually work against him because now he'll be stuck fighting the last squad alone if this happens. But can these guys get the res off? He needs to thirst these guys. He needs to get the thirst off. He needs that EXP, but he needs to expend a lot of Kraber shots for this. And yes, he does manage to get the thirst on one of them. And so it's going to be a 2v3v1 right now. We have Interact moving in with the Kraber. I was talking about this Kraber being able to snipe that guy out of the hill, but Interact, if he can get an angle here, he might be able to wipe the squad here, but they are taking high ground again. It's actually Interact who took high ground, so he has the absolute high ground on this angle, and he did spot out the rev. Was it a rev? Going to be an interesting fight. What are we looking at here? One of the squads running out. Interact does have another shot on the road here. He popped a Phoenix and he missed the shot. Unfortunate. And these guys are pressured. So Akari is in a lot of trouble right now. We were talking about Interact griefing them, and he did grief them. So they are in trouble now. They lost their positioning, and Interact needs to be careful. He's getting hit by the Spitfire. We have. He still has good position here. He still has zone, I think. Is he in zone? He looks to be in zone, but right now, not in zone. He does not have zone right now, but he can rotate in. He is still peeking forward. He just needs a few knocks to be able to go. And the Bloodhound is trying to peek Interact here, who is with that Kraber. They are up top. They need to be careful, though. Peeking a Kraber is never fun. But one of the teammates are rotating around. The Wraith trying to get an angle on Interact here. He might actually get an angle. He does find an angle, but he goes into the zone. Zone is closing. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Right now, Interact also needs to jump down. He is in a really bad position here. He's stuck out in the open. He needs to get positioning, and they don't have a visual on him. Do you see one? Maybe two out. Right now, they have lost the Wraith, so we have Akari instead down to the last 1v3 now. Definitely going to be an interesting fight. Meanwhile, missing more shots here. One, so it's going to be a 1v1. He needs to pop that back fast. There you go. Motion Miracles taking map number 1. A valiant fight. I think he got. Did he get that kill? I'm not entirely sure, but nevertheless, Interact gets pushed by the last two there. Front side of Motion Miracles. I feel like they got lucky there because lucky in terms of portion, because they were able to get into zone just because of the fact that Akari got briefed by Interact with the Kraber. I mean, 2 knocks to the Kraber at that portion. Just unfortunate. Akari for sure. But with that, we will be heading into the second map. I'll just take a look at the points table, just a quick peek here. Interact just managed to pick up 1 KP, but he did get second place, so he's looking at 10 points overall. 1 kill from the side of Akari, I think it was. Red SL was Akari, yeah. So they have 1 KP and third place, which means they have altogether 8 points. And on the side of Motion Miracle, they altogether have 3, so they're sitting very pretty at that number 1 position. So we will be the second map short to go. So do stay tuned. We'll be back after a very short break.
ගජයාලුව දෙන්නෙක් සයිමන් සහ මාටි. ඒ දෙන්න වෙනස් වුනේ කොණ්ඩේ පාටි. කොලෙජ් එකේ උනත් කොල්ල කවදත් ඉහලින්. දුකයි පව් අපේ සයිමන්. මාටින් ලස්සන බිරිඳක් කෙනකොට කැන්දක් හරි අවුලෙන් හිටිය පව් අනේ අපේ සයිමන්. දවසක් කූල් රෙඩ්බුල් කෑන් එකක් බිව්ව සයිමන්. අලුත් උනේ අනේ අපේ සයිමන්ගේ සෙල්ලම්. හීනෙන්වත් මෙහෙම වැඩක් නොහිතපු සයිමන්. අනේ අපොයි වෙච්ච දෙයක් පව් අපේ මාටින්.
පව් අහිංසකයා දාගෙන දුවනවා. මේ බොමුද රෙඩ් බුල් එකක් ඈ? බයි.
Red Bull gives you wings.
ටොමියෝ ගේනවා. මොනවද මේ කරන්නේ? මොයානන් ටොමියෝ.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hi guys, back to the Mercantile Esports Championship 2020. We just had the Apex Legends title. Map 1 finished with Motion Miracles taking map number 1 with a little bit of KP actually. They had like 4 kills, 3 kills with a placement point of 12, so altogether 15. We have VR Designers, that was the solo player Interact there with 1 kill and placement points of 9, gaining a total of 10. Akari Institute coming in at 3rd place with a total of 8 points with just the 1 kill there. I think we saw Cisco Labs there dying really early on. I'm not sure what he was thinking landing on another squad while being solo, but he did go out in 4th place, or rather last place in that map, gaining himself 5 points in total. I think we have another squad joining in for our map number 2. It is with Global Technologies, who will be joining map number 2. Can they catch up the deficit? I think for them to catch up, they need a lot of kills here and placing points, and they don't want Motion Miracles or VR Designers here to get any sort of KP at all, or rather not get kills, because they'll still get KP because top, I think 15 places get KP regardless. I think 15 places like 1 point, but what they're looking is to take out Motion Miracles early and serve quite a bit of more kill points before they get placement. So they need placement plus kills to be in contention to take away the Apex Legends title for Mercantile Esports Championship. Of course, the energy drink, not forgetting our energy drink partner Red Bull. I mean, we all know, we all love Red Bull. We do. I'm a huge fan. I mean, exam streaming, things happening the last entire week, and Red Bull has been keeping me energized to make sure that I get my work done throughout the entire week. So with that, we getting the game starting up. Is going to be on Olympus, and this is the map I'm used to playing these days. I mean, there is a map rotation, but the previous ranked split was on Olympus, and right now, even though it is on World's Edge, but I think this will be the next standard group map, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people still prefer the World's Edge, saying that it's a lot more balanced. Everyone has a lot of time, played a lot on that map, and it seems to be the more overall balanced map in the game right now. But one of the biggest issues that people have with Olympus is, right, if you don't have a very high-end rig, there is a certain FPS drop on World's Edge. So they prefer to play it on Olympus, optimized map in terms of regarding your PC, but in terms of loot distribution and how the rig goes and placement and the building placements, I think it's a more competitive map would be World's Edge. But having said that, I think you can what is wrong with Olympus with Gibraltar. So I think the biggest problem with Olympus that we're looking at is that there's a lot of open spaces to run throughout, and you don't have a lot of buildings that you can just barricade and hide under. So you need to be able to a certain field. If you're looking at the map right now, and we have an area where you can see there's like a lot of open space on the map. So it's very important that you have someone like a Wraith and a GB on your team, just defend yourself. So it looks like one of the squads is just aping the solo that is heading. Actually, 2 squads landing. Out of 3 squads landing at Hydrophonics. This is going to be funny. Okay, no. One of the squads decides to just dip out completely, and one guy took a car and is following the other squad. I'm so confused right now. It's actually Interact. For a moment I thought he took the car and decided to follow the squad that was trying to run away from him. But right now we have one team at Solar Array, one team at Hydrophonics, one team at Estates, and that's what I'm checking. And so basically, it's going to be running in that Solar Array. He needs to get out of here ASAP. Maybe pick up the body shield before he runs there. I think that would have been the safer choice, because now he can get shot out of the zip line if anyone sees him. He killed might have been a little bit too early, but I mean he's gonna be okay. There's no way that this will And now he's going to be heading towards Hammond Labs, I think. Yeah, that was a bit scary for him for a moment, but he made a run for it. He is out and he's still in contention. So we had one of the squads landed hydroponics and now he's rotating towards bonsai. SL squad, like another thing about Olympus is, right? Just like you have sure shot loot, like high tier loot in certain places, Olympus offers the same place. So you have bonsai with really good loot. We have Oasis, Elysium. I'm not sure why this one been for sure. Elysium, Elysium 100% offers you one or two gold items, or rather one gold item. Uh, I mean, ranges from purple armors to purple backpacks to golden weapons. And Oasis 100% has the golden weapon armor inside that place. And again, the other is turbine, which again has item. Without really whether that's why you still have common lab being issues. The biggest problem that a lot of players have with this map, right? The waterfall up top of on top of Hammond Labs or turbine here is that sorry about that. Just fixing my mic. In one spot quite close by. Uh,
Let's reposition here.
Ari is a spot that is nearby, but I don't think any of these players spotted each other for the time being, at least. But Indrek decided to go inside Turbine. He should be safe for the time being. And I mean, nothing much to say in terms of what they're doing right now. They are basically loading up one squad at Bonsai, one squad at Solar. So they should be pretty kitted up heading towards this ring, which might go towards, I feel like, Solar Array. Uh, we won't know until one of these teams decide to use a scan. And I do not think anyone has used a scan right now. But yeah, looking at, we might see Akar is still actually heading towards Interact here, and he needs to be careful. But Interact is hiding up under the pipes. Is like a very sweet spot to hide under. Many a times I've run into squads and just, entire squad just hiding up on this under this pipe and died in pubs also. I don't understand why people hide in pubs, but it is what it is. So Interact actually does have the golden G7, which gives him that long range and a volt to back it up as well. So a decent enough loot in terms of to fight. And taking a look at actually Motion Miracles right now, they do have a 99 Spitfire on one, which is carrying. It doesn't have it out. So Warhawk has a tier 1 G7. Redshot actually has a Hemlock. Into the weapons that he is comfortable with. Now, switching up to Akari. Akari is running a both and tier 1 here. Is it? Might be a little bug there, not entirely sure. Swag running the Spitfire tier 1 and Red SL P2020 flatline. I'm assuming he found the hammer point, which is destructive to say the least. If you do run into it, again we have Cisco Labs caustic, not in the game. I think did he die early? Taking a look at Billy Global, Wiley Global, sorry, my bad, Wiley Global, running the Volt Longbow on Big Days and Johan running the Volt Sentinel. So 2 volts already on the side, and we have the lone Warrior, Warrior, it's a V. So but running the fluff line, that's it in terms of loot at least. But again, so Interact might actually get spotted out. He's still hiding, and we do have what was the spot that was close by? Was it Akari Institute? I think it was Akari, right? Yeah, Akari is very close by. They're sitting up top though, so Interact is still safe. He is hiding under them, sitting pretty right now. I'm not sure why the Bloodhound is not scanning the ring. Oh, he actually did scan it. My bad. So it is still pulling towards Bonsai Solar Array. I still think it might be a Solar Array ring towards the backside of Solar Array, actually, somewhere towards where you might find a car. But, you know, hard to tell until, you know, the rings are close up. But that's my assumption right now. It is very important to be able to predict rings, I would say, or scan for the next ring continuously, just to figure out what your next move is going to be and how we want to rotate in. But right now, none of these spots are close to each other other than Interact sitting under Akari Institute. But other than that, we might not see a fight for some time. So Akari needs to right now trying to play as safe as possible. They don't want to run fight early on. Right now, Solar Array, Bonsai Plaza, all spots. And what a Solar Array actually sitting under. They don't actually the towards Bonsai. Bonsai is something looks like this actually might be too early to call. So you know this cow which is at Bonsai might be finishing on the ledge which is there or on the docking station. Something. We do see the squad at Solar Array rotating towards their next circle. So already on the move. Trick still not deciding to move. He knows that Akari was somewhere nearby. He's going to wait for them to rotate out. The loot, he's okay. He has enough more time to ring. Akari coming into the zone as well, and we have their designers quite a global who is going to be rotating into Bonsai Plaza, and we might actually see a fight here. There might be an engagement. Riley Global might be running into what's this called? Motion Miracles. So they might run into Motion Miracles. Riley Global taking up height on Bonsai. Still no sound of where they are. They're still avoiding it. Up top, but I don't think this is where the ring ends. It will be a very bad ring either way. I mean, if it is ending on this building, Bonsai, it's going to be really hard for anyone to push up to the spot which had the height, right? You have absolute high ground here. You cover all the entries. You have a caustic to back it up. I mean, how is anyone going to push up to the Bonsai plus a high ground? So they did spot out Motion Miracles here. I don't. Oh, Akstas being thrown in, but they're not even upstairs. I'm not sure what those Akstas was. I think just a bit of a miscommunication. I think it was the crypto who was scouting out and was picking, but he was not. Because right now, Interact has decided to make a move and is heading towards the Rift Generator actually towards depot, and he has enough. Just take a rift here if you really want to. He is playing. Right now, there was a moment where two squads might have run into each other, but they did just from each other. Interact now caught in the zone. It's still level 2 ring. I mean, they reduced the damage of the level 2 ring, so he's not going to be taking too much of damage. If he wants, he can actually eat the damage from the ring and head towards Solar Array, or take the Red's portal here and head towards the opposite side, which is safe inside. But of course, definitely a risky play. You don't know who is sitting at the other side of that portal, so it's definitely going to be a risky play if he does decide to do this. So he's going to casually walk into solar array here. Need to wait for one of the teams to scan the next ring. He's going to be very slow in none of the teams are none of these teams are scanned the next ring. So again, I feel like I know where the ring is pulling into, but I might be wrong. I mean, it is definitely somewhere in bonsai. I can say that much. I don't think it will be outside of bonsai. So I think in terms of positioning, Wiley Global has better positioning. Interact again, he is wanting to rotate in from the ring, but he needs to be careful. He might actually run into Akari here. Is motion running. Right? So Lucas is sitting here and Interact is actually going to at them if he does this. He needs to be careful. I don't think he's very careful. Yes, he did sort them out now, so he might actually be in trouble. I think if Akari did, sorry, Motion Ripple, I think did hear something, but they're not sure if it's a solo or a full squad. But they do have a Bloodhound. They haven't used that scan. I mean, if I was a Bloodhound, I would just throw a random scan just to be sure. But yeah, and I'm not sure why they're still staying here. The Motion Miracles need to rotate into the ring, and so does Interact, who is playing the solo game here. He is making his way forward little by little. He is crouch walking, so barely making any sound while walking forward here. Motion Miracles, will they see him? That is the question. And I think Interact might be in a lot of trouble if he is not able to get past his squad, or if this Motion Miracle squad does not move from here. Decide to move, so is Interact. So both the full three-man squad as well as the solo moving towards the ring, but Interact has the shittier positioning here. If Motion Miracles does not decide to rotate, he's trying to scout out. Wraith actually Wraith on the side of Motion Miracle, which is Kiwi spots out that Interact might actually he did fall off. Did he fall off the map? Did he fall off the map? Yeah, he did. What? Oh no! What a way to go out! Going out in fourth place, falling off the freaking map. So I think my prediction was right in terms of ring placement. It is at bonsai. It is pulling towards that crafting station around that crafting area, and anyone who can get height here, you have the ledge on top where you can get decent height. I think it was in one of the previous tournaments in GOK where I think the area has the bonsai logo basically across. That's where the and that small stack is basically heading.
Let's explore this way.
I couldn't actually. This next two fights are going to be intense. We have three squads battling it out for placement and for KP. We have Motion Miracles sitting pretty. They go for
Enemy spotted.
with 3 KP under their name as well. So they are the
Enemy over there.
but let's see how it's going to end. Right now, get some question. Get right. Have a good fight, right? 80% one side. Trade of highly global is right side. So they don't have absolute height anymore, but they do have this. So I was right. We are looking at
Hostile spotted.
that ring, which the staircase which is leading up to the crafting station near bonsai. Not bad for my prediction, I would say. That is the ring that we're looking for. It's going to be an interesting fight. We might have Wiley Global and Akari Institute fighting a little earlier than Motion Miracles, which gave Motion Miracles advantage because they already have enough KP, right? They got 3 kills in the previous game. They got first place. They just need to get a few kills, get that win under their belt. So, Wiley and Akari are going to be fighting out here. Let's take a look at what's going to go down. We do have an EMP from the side of Wiley if they want to use it. He needs to be careful though, not to hit himself. And I don't. He's trying to take a peek out the window, but there's still Akari is not pushing in. Akari still has running away, and they might actually run into a squad here. They don't have enough cover here. They might run into Motion Miracle. This might be a fight. Both teams close by to each other. Are they going to fight? Are they going to back out? Motion Miracles can afford to take a fight, but Akari cannot afford to. Meanwhile, Bloodhound losing a lot of HP, managed to pop a bat here. We do have Akari Institute pushing in with a Bloodhound, a beast of the hunt popped off, and he is pushing in hard. You might find someone here, and he does lasering one of the players there, but they do take a portal out. They're still looking in here, and he might get a kill here. Yes, he does get. So Akari Institute, Motion Miracles in all sorts of trouble here. They do lose one, and Akari with a 3 versus 2 fight here, and still a beast of the hunt, or beast of the hound. Not entirely sure, but still active, and they do get 1 KP here. Akari with the KP here, and while Global actually third partying this, and they will run into the squad as well. There's going to be a massacre of a fight here. All 3 squads in the same place. We do see Wild Global popping up back here on the first stick. Should be safe for the time being. And it's a 2v 3v3, I think. Yeah, 2v 3v3. That's what we're looking at. And not forgetting, we do still have that all important on the side of Wild Global. So if they want to push in, they can always EMP and just ape the hell out of one of these squads. So Motion Miracles, it's down to the 2. So the previous map winners have only 2, but they do have a decent enough positioning. They can rotate into the ring from here. And Wiley Global sitting at absolute ring here. The staircase, they have barricaded it up. They have they do have the crypto alt as well. So now the next one closing in. Let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see who is going to fight here. Just got the they have enough height here. Absolute height actually pushing in. Be careful, the zone is closing in. They need to get in position here, but they cannot just push in as well because they have jacked up forward, and there's a EMP. They are taking height forward. Hard to push in to win this. Now it's going left. Yeah. He is going to be able to heal up again, but Akari headshot damage. Needs to be careful. Akari Institute does have absolute position here. They have a good win here. They have the height here. They can look down from that position that they have. They are going to be able to rotate into their win easily. But the clutch is going to be from Wiley. How are they going to use this EMP? If the crypto can time his EMP well enough, just to they're actually fighting. Wiley Global fighting up against Akari here, trading hits, trading blows. Bangalore caught out in the open. The shield strike. He might actually go down. He managed to pop a smoke. Meanwhile, they're pushing in charge rifles, going left, right, and center. They don't want to get third party, but now for the third party from Motion Miracles going into Akari. Oh my lord, that Wraith got beamed out of the... Who beamed him actually? That's Wiley Global actually taking a different angle, taking out the Wraith from Motion Miracles, and the Bloodhound will go down here as well. So that's now going to be a full 3v3 fight. Meanwhile, they are climbing up. There is another player going down on the side of Wiley Global. Wiley Global in all sorts of trouble. Might be here. And like it. Proud. Taking the win in the second map. So Akari getting a few kill points under their name. I think they might have surpassed Motion Miracles. Motion Miracles losing a few players, losing that, I think it was the Bloodhound that he lost early, and not being able to place well enough or get enough KP, I feel like, and they might have dropped in terms of contention, because I feel like Akari gained a lot of kills. They got the 3 kills on the side of Wiley Global. They got 1 from Motion Miracles as well. And I think that should seal the deal for them in terms of overall points, which we will take a look at in short while. Let the referees do the tabulating while calculating the result. But overall, I think an interesting game. Both all teams, I think, whoever did play, I think was showing good potential in terms of their aim, their movement, their positioning. I feel like they have had a general idea of how the game should be played and how well to rotate into rings. They were scanning rings, so these were in no way new players to the game. These were players who have been playing Apex Legends for some time. I wasn't expecting it. I thought we might see a couple of new players coming in and playing the Mercantile. This is always a Mercantile Esports Championship and Interschool is a place where we find a lot of new players coming into the community, a lot of new players participating and getting experience on what the esports scene in Sri Lanka is like and what Gamer.LK has built, the platform that Gamer.LK has built for the community at large in Sri Lanka for esports, and not just in Sri Lanka, I must say. I mean, they've been hosting tournaments internationally. They had the game entertainment tournament, which saw the participation of South Asian countries, which include India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Maldives, Pakistan, I think, so they have been hosting tournaments across as well, inviting people to come to Sri Lanka to play. Obviously, COVID putting a huge stop on it. I mean, there were teams supposed to come this year as well, but pandemic putting a huge stop to it. But nevertheless, still having tournaments online, everyone's still having fun, everyone keeping themselves entertained, and making sure that the competitiveness in the esports athletes in Sri Lanka is definitely not dying out. I mean, we have had teams represent Sri Lanka in the past few months, I think, for PUBG and League of Legends as well. I mean, our league team in Sri Lanka is just insane right now. So hopefully all the other titles can catch up. We have decent teams. We have really good PUBG teams. We have really good League of Legends teams. And we just need the rest of the teams to catch up, practice hard, get to where they need to get to a point where they can compete on the international stage. And I think Gamer has set the platform for them to keep improving, keep practicing in tournaments, because playing pub games or playing ranked doesn't give the same, especially in a game like PUBG Mobile or PUBG PC as well as Apex Legends. It doesn't give the same feel. You need to play a tournament game to understand what the game looks like in a tournament level, because playing ranked, it's not always the case. Unless you're even at Predator level rank, you don't play the same way that you would play in a tournament, because you have nothing to lose. I mean, you have KP to lose, but you're a bit more lackluster in your movements and you're a bit more aggro in your movements in BRs like that. And after you find a couple of KP, you just running. You know that you're not losing KP rank, and that's why you tend to get aggro and try to go for those high kill games. So unless you play tournaments or unless you play scrims, you won't have that tournament feeling of what the game looks like. Even now, you saw a lot of teams don't want to fight, right? If you caught the previous Gamer.LK tournament for Apex Legends, you would see that teams will not fight early on. They will bunker up, loot up, try to get as much KP out of possible, much placement points as possible to be able to win a tournament. I mean, that's what it. Right now, I did get some feedback from the referee that we are 1 minute away from picking out who the winner for Apex Legends is in this Mercantile Esports Championship 2020. And I mean, again, I need to say, I did not expect the majors, or what we call majors in Sri Lanka, which is the Mercantile Esports Championship as well as the Interschool and Inter-University, to be happening in this state of pandemic. But having it online, making sure that they still have it year on year, allowing the platform newer players to come in, and for me, more than newer players coming in, I feel like it's the bond, right? Because when we play our normal ranked tournaments, we tend to play with the teams that we have already created, but we don't play with our workmates or our schoolmates. This gives that platform, to get up, get friendly with, get to know people from your school who you might not have known, but who have been playing the game for a long time. So it allows a lot of interactivity and friendship basically to be built in the community. With that, we do have the points table coming out. Let's take a look at who has won the Mercantile Esports Championship Epic. And that is the grand final. So we do have Akari Institute taking the first place with 24 points, and I was right, they did get those extra 2 kills, and that first place with 19 points in terms of placement and 5 kills total, gaining them a total of 24 points to win. Motion Miracles just a little bit behind. Unfortunate for them, they got caught out in the open, lost one of their players, and then just got third party when they were trying to third party. So winning up to 22 points with that second place, and we are designers. And that was a solo player, mind you, that was Interact, who was playing for VR Designers, coming in at third place, gaining some points for the overall esports, Mercantile Esports Championship title. Who will be the victors of the overall Mercantile Esports Championship? We will have to wait and see. More titles to come in the future. So do stay tuned into Gamer.LK. Follow them on Facebook. Make sure to watch their stream, keep up to date on what's happening, and do follow them. Follow Instagram as well as their Twitter, and also keep up to date. If you want the rules and regulations of any of the titles, head on to their website. They have everything laid out perfectly well, so you can make sure that you are reading the regulations for the tournament. And tomorrow, apparently, we have PUBG Mobile. I think one of the titles in Sri Lanka that everyone waits for. And we have a massive community for PUBG Mobile. It has been growing significantly over the years. And it doesn't stop growing. I mean, it's massive. The PUBG Mobile community is massive. So I'm expecting a lot of teams participating tomorrow for the PUBG Mobile tournament. And with that, I think we will be wrapping up the stream for the Mercantile Championship 2020 for today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We have PUBG Mobile coming up tomorrow, so make sure to join us tomorrow as well. But until then, that's it from me. This is Sash Katera signing off. I shall catch you guys next time.
ගජයාලුව දෙන්නෙක් සයිමන් සහ මාටි. ඒ දෙන්න වෙනස් වුනේ කොණ්ඩෙ පාටි. කොලෙජ් එකේ උනත් කොල්ල කවදත් ඉහලින්. දුකයි 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 පව් අපේ සයිමන්. මාටින් ලස්සන බිරිඳක් කෙනකොට කැන්දක් හරි අවුලෙන් හිටිය පව් අනේ අපේ සයිමන්. දවසක් කූල් රෙඩ්බුල් කෑන් එකක් බිව්ව සයිමන්. අලුත් උනේ අනේ අපේ සයිමන්ගේ සෙල්ලම්. හීනෙන්වත් මේම වැඩක් නොහිතපු සයිමන්. අනේ අපොයි වෙච්ච දෙයක් පව් අපේ මාටින්.
පව් අහිංසකයා දාගෙන දුවනවා. මේ බොමුද රෙඩ් බුල් එකක් ඈ? බයි.
Red Bull gives you wings.
ටොමියෝ ගේනවා. මොනවද මේ කරන්නේ? මොයානම් ටොමියෝ.
Red Bull gives you wings.